I believe we live. You guys are probably seeing us, man. But again, the software has a little delay, so I'm just making sure when it tells me we're live. And then, yeah, here we go. So what's up, folks? For you guys who are already listening, for you guys who will be listening on the rebound, welcome to the latest episode. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I got YouTube playing in the background, so there's double audio right there. My bad, folks. But yeah, hopefully you guys, man, you'll catch this on the rebound. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And you guys, we got a special surprise for you guys tonight. We told you he would be back. AzureEffect is blessing the show tonight. A lot of you guys have asked about where he has been. We told you, doing his thing, holding down the family while his wife is out there killing accolades. But he's going to jump back in, man, whenever he has time. So we're happy to have him tonight. But anyway, we're going to jump right into it, man. We got started super late, but whatever. We're going to jump right into it. Let me tell you guys what we're going to talk about tonight, and then I'll throw it to Smitty and Azure to say their introductions. What it says in the title there. We're going to talk about the misconception of Madden haters, but I'm not going to let you guys know what direction we're going in. We're going to keep you a little bit on edge. And outside of that, we just going to randomly talk. We have no topics tonight. We really have nothing to talk about. So y'all are basically going to get the barbershop talk from us tonight. We were into a great conversation before the show started. And I was like, hold on, let's press play. Because we was about to get it in. I think y'all will enjoy that because y'all haven't heard from Azure in a minute. So that's pretty much what the show is going to be about. Probably not going to be much more than an hour or so. But whatever. But anyway, man, before we jump into it, I'll throw it to you, Smitty, and then throw it to Azure. Just saying how you guys have been this week. How's everything going? Mental state with all the jazz going on. Whatever you want to throw at us.
Oh, good, man. Can't complain. Just been hanging out, chilling at the house for the most part. Limited going out except for to the store run, like if we need some excuse me, some food or anything like that. But everything's been good. Family's been safe and, doing my best to upkeep everybody. And, like we've been saying, man, people take this thing seriously. Like, take this situation seriously. Please, adhere, wash your hands, wash them boys thoroughly. All that good stuff. Put on your mask and your gloves and everything, all that you need, and go out, and make sure that you are careful with how you operate out there. So, but otherwise, I've just been, it's kind of hard to really be all into sports like that because there's not a whole lot going on like that. Watching a lot of, past performances and stuff like that, like NBA TV puts out and all that good stuff. You got the draft coming up, but it's like, it's not a lot of build up because outside of the combine, obviously, wait a minute, yeah, like there's like no pro days, no nothing, like there's nothing else to really look at for obvious reasons. So we'll just see, man. And everybody just be careful and be safe out there. So
Nightbot told you to stop spamming.
Yeah,
what?
Hold on, honey.
Yo, Nightbot be tripping. I'm gonna have to adjust it a little bit. Oh man.
Yeah. So, but you got it, man. Go ahead, throw it to AZ if you come on through. Throw it
AZ, what's been going on,
What's
man?
up, man? Oh man, it's been a while since I've been on this mic here, but I'm glad to be back, man. I've been holding the family down. The wife got finished with a doctoral degree. So I will hop in when I can, but hope, like, just to echo those sentiments that Smitty said, hope everyone's practicing safe social distancing because although you might not have the virus, you might carry it and affect somebody in your own family. All kinds of stories out there of people who did not have the virus, but people around them were affected, so you don't want to do that to your family. And it's too much of a risk just to be out and about. I do recommend people getting outside for mental health, but you got to practice social distancing. Stay away from people, wear gloves, masks, wash your hands, all that good stuff. And on the Madden and 2K front, man, you all know I've been going like ham in my. Hold on, my son, my youngest son loves the alphabet, so he's going to do his alphabets. But he's 3 years old. He can read on the first grade level. I ain't mad at him.
Ain't mad at
all. Yeah, man, I'm glad to talk to the people and be involved once again. People do probably forget I was even on the show, man. We've been doing this show for a minute, but I'm glad to lend my voice back and holler back at the people, man.
Yeah, no, they never forget, man. Every week, and they in the chat can definitely be a testament to that. Every week we always say Azure is here. Y'all know he's here in spirit. He's holding it down, but he'll be back. So you always here, man. But yeah, the same thing, man. Real quick story just to let you guys know how serious it is. It's unfortunate and it could have been worse, but let me explain the situation. So y'all know, a lot of you guys know I'm from Virginia, born and raised in Richmond, Virginia. My parents still live out there. My best friend, which is also my cousin, was born there, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, him and his father never had a real relationship for whatever reason. I remember when we were 6 years old, he left, and he, even as we've gotten older, he never really wanted to have anything to do with my cousin. I don't understand it. Fast forward, him and his wife decide to go to a church revival. And for you guys who are not into church, maybe y'all might not know what I'm talking about, but it's basically, a gathering of people in a church setting. They decided to go during the quarantine, all of this situation. His wife gets it. Unfortunately, she passes away. He gets it. He's put in hospice care. He passes away. What day was that? Monday? Crazy, right? And it's just to show you guys how close it really is. That's now is somebody I officially know, not only that got it, passed away. Smitty told y'all last week his mom had and didn't really know it. Thank God she's overcoming it, right? And I told you about my wife's cousin who got it up in Connecticut. She's doing better, and they not being responsible at all. But I'm going to leave it there because I don't never know who's listening. I'm not trying to disrespect nobody. I'm just saying. I'm happy for you. I'm glad you're recovering. But yikes. But anyway, guys, yeah, man. Stay in. Do the best you can. Even right now in New York, it's starting to flatten. The deaths are still going up, obviously, because it's it's a delayed effect. But it's showing that the social distancing is working. So we all just got to sit back and chill for a minute. And shout outs to Eric Rayweather. I believe you still live there, but I know he's from Louisiana. I'm not sure if it's New Orleans or what have you. So I want to say, man, be careful out there, because I know New Orleans is turning into one of those hot spots. Smitty and some others in the chat out there in Detroit and Michigan, period. Be careful there too, because I know y'all got some emerging cases, and also in Chicago. So luckily enough, man, where I'm at, and I don't want to say lucky because I'm not trying to act like nobody else isn't lucky, but it's not that bad where I'm at in PA. We got cases here, but we are not a hot spot. So just be responsible. But anyway, let's jump into whatever we want to talk about. I told y'all we have no topic other than the misconception of Madden haters. Smitty and AZ, I don't know if y'all want to go into that first, or y'all want to pick up, kind of where we left off with the conversation you guys were having before we started the show.
Well, we could touch on that, man. What you were talking about, like the topic. And I mean, I don't necessarily say hate, but this is what I think about it. Like what I was saying to you before we fired it up. That's like being a fan of a team. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Pistons fan. I'm a Lions fan. Yes, I'm a Tigers fan, and I'm look, I love all my Detroit teams, even though they're pretty much all bad. But the bottom line is, I'm still a fan of them. So it's like when they do win, yeah, I'm gonna cheer them on. But when they lose, yeah, I'm gonna be on their case. That doesn't mean that I'm not gonna watch anymore. Man, I'm not gonna watch. I ain't watching these cats no more because they ain't winning. Like, no, it's like not everybody's gonna win every single game, every single night. They're not going to. So it's like, excuse me, if the game isn't great, and to see people comment, and everything. And I mean, it's just the nature of the beast. But excuse me, people are always gonna comment and always be like, "Man, Sam, why are you playing the game?" Smitty, man, I gotta give you props, man. Just the fact that you stream the game at all, you better than me, because I can't do it. And it's like, hey, like I feel that, and I understand that, and it's not knocking anyone's feelings, but it's like, once again, think of it as a sports team. We support Madden, right? We want Madden to shine, not because it's the only product out there, but because this is a product like we gave, before EA decided, and the keyword is they decided to just fall off the grid the way they did, take the course of action they did, and that's going to be the Eric Rayweather's point. I said I was going to respond the way he said. I'll get to that later. But the thing is that you have a lot of disgruntled Madden players out here that would love to play Madden, that would love to, enjoy Madden, because you see what's going on with NFL, not NFL. You see games like MLB The Show and FIFA and PES. And I mean, if however you feel about FIFA and PES is fine, but those games, NHL, all that, you look at these games and you look at the visual fidelity, you look at the way the players animate, you look at the features that they have, both on the field, on the pitch, on the ice, on the baseball diamond, all of that. And then you look at Madden and it's like all the air is out the balloon. Because when we bring a point up and we bring it to the table about, well, how come Madden doesn't have, and it's just like, as if we like it's like EA did the best they could do, and that's essentially it. And it's excuse me, and it's like, but there's so much more that you could do every single year, because it's not because of what your situation is personally, or like, what the situation is at EA. It's about what is going on from these other companies, though. How come all these other companies in the same time frame are able to give us so much in their product, but then Madden, it feels like what we're getting is so limited, so little. You know what I'm saying? So and like I said, it's just my opinion of it, but that's how I feel. Some people are like, man, why are you even bothering with that game? Like I told Sim and AZ when we was chopping it up beforehand, man, I haven't played a season. I have not played 16 games of Madden yet, of Madden 20. That's how much I've been turned off on the game. Like, I play some games, or I play a few quarters and experiment with stuff and things like that. That's why y'all haven't really seen, personal stuff been going on too, but the main reason why you haven't really seen me online showcasing this game, that's why. Because it's like the game is not hitting for me. It's not. I'm playing Division 2 and other stuff, Call of Duty and anything else. It's like those games give me more. I get the enjoyment out of those games that I would expect, excuse me, that I would expect to be getting out of a Madden title, and I'm not. Heck, I'll still fire up APF. Shout out to my man 2K Football Rosters now. Shout out to him. He sent me a file. I was playing it a little bit last night. He sent it to me about nearly a week ago, and I haven't played it yet. But I loaded it up and played some late last night.
I can't play none of them old games no more. I don't even have the console to do it.
The thing is, I can do it is because there's still stuff there that it's the feel.
No, I don't have the console. That's all I'm saying. I can't.
Oh no,
I physically can't do it.
No, I can't. Well, technically, with your PC, you can. You know what I'm saying? Like, so even if you don't have the console, technically you still can. They have ways of doing it. Some of those videos that 2K Football puts out are from his PC. He's got like the PS3 emulator, and he be running it through there. APF. So it's like it can still be done. But the thing is that I'm seeing football stuff, animations, and things like that. The quality, the caliber of stuff that's happening. Look, APF has its own problems. I know the cliche thing to do is say, "Oh, let's talk about all the issues APF got." That's not what it's about. It's just that there's so many things in there that it's like it's the question of why is this 12, nearly 13-year-old game giving us stuff that EA hasn't been able to give us on a generation with more console power. You make way more money every year on the Madden title, post purchase microtransaction revenue, and you're like, oh well, can't we're limited and we're cut short and we can't do. It's like, nah, I'm sorry, that's not a feasible reason, and it's not just the cost of development is the reason. No, I'm sorry, I can't give you that, because if that's the case, then all these other sports games will literally be where Madden is. And they're not. They are far beyond Madden. With problems and all, issues and all, online server problems and all that, they are far beyond Madden. Like, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? And it's inexcusable for Madden to be where it's at and everything. And, like, I'll let somebody else go ahead. I mean, by all means, jump in. Like, I just wanted to just say that piece, though. But, like, for what you're saying, though, to stay on that. From what you're saying, Sim, it's that, like what I said about APF, even the product that we get with Madden, it's like where we came from with the product being up here, and now we're getting this product that's down here, and it's like, hey guys, this is the standard, and hey, oh, we added knockout mode, so we really didn't done the thing now, and it's like, no, you really didn't do much of anything. That's like NHL adding threes into their game. Like you didn't do anything monumental. You know what I'm saying? It's just that this is being treated as some big time move because you've been doing so little for so long. And I mean, technically you have, in comparison to your own history. When you go back 2 console generations ago where you really was hitting us with it, yeah, like you really been given less. So, but no, AZ, Sim, y'all go ahead, man.
Yeah, I'll jump in real quick, man, because I definitely want to hear AZ's point, since they haven't heard from AZ in a while, and it's gonna be funny, guys, because we all have different ways of saying things, and we all feel the same way. So that's why I think it's interesting if I say my piece, just so AZ knows where I'm coming from. And then he can wrap it home, and he'll probably tie both points together, both me and Smitty. Yeah, the thing is, here's the funny thing. I'll start with this so everybody knows where I'm coming from. I feel exactly the way Smitty feels. Y'all know that. Some of you guys are new to us or me or Smitty or Azure, but by now, most of you guys know we've been fighting this fight for the longest time. Breaking Madden down, critiquing it, kicking the door in, demanding more depth, demanding deeper gameplay, just demanding the things they had before Madden 06 on 360. Because that was the debacle. And they basically told us, even, if you listen to Eric's video that he did a while back, even talking about what happened to franchise and all of that, I'm here to tell you guys kind of the same story on the gameplay front. And I think Eric mentioned it a little bit in his video. When it went to the 360, that was the worst thing that ever happened to us Madden fans. Because what happened was they tried to recreate the wheel. We all know that. If you bought a 360 like I did, if you got sold on the trailer, which I did, because let me defend myself really quick. I had no reason to think it wasn't going to be great. We coming off Madden 05 and 2K5. And Madden now is the only game. I'm like, yo, wow, they gonna take everything, probably steal some ideas from 2K, give us that same Madden gameplay, and it's just gonna look like this? I'm gonna be honest with you people. I didn't know at that time CG. I wasn't thinking that because I had no reason to not believe that next gen Madden was gonna be the truth based off of their history. But anyway, the game comes out. It was stripped down bare bones, and they didn't get it back to where it was supposed to be until Madden 08. However, they changed directions again after Madden 10. Madden 11, they messed it up with the rail tracks and all that. I mean, the real issue is, man, is they never went back to put back everything that they had before they broke the game down. And that's what we always say when we always say priority. The people above the devs don't care about that, probably. The game is making a ton of money. They're going to fix it as they see fit. And that's the reality of it. But here's the funny thing. The reason why I say the misconception, people treat me and others that play Madden like we're not supposed to be able to enjoy the game or try to have some fun with it if we don't necessarily like the state of the game. I don't understand that. And the reason why I say that, and again, I'm not going to give it a lot of light, but I premiere videos, and I swear some of the people that are there watching the premiere, they're only to say, the guy said it earlier today, I don't understand why y'all are still fooling with Matt. And I'm like, how much energy does it take for you to do that? To go around and watch every video? Because, I see people trying to go at Ray Weather sometimes in his comments. How much energy does it burn for you to do that? That, to me, I will never understand. But my point is, what's wrong with trying to enjoy the game for what it is? I'm here to tell y'all a secret tonight, and y'all might laugh at me, but listen, I'm a grown man. I don't care about your opinion. Do y'all know that I actually have fun playing Madden in the league? In the league that me and Azure have been in, and Smitty was in it before. Hopefully Smitty will come back one day if the game gets where it needs to be. But do y'all understand how much, we have fun playing the game? Yet we still critique it heavily. We do it every week. But yes, I actually have fun playing Madden in our league. We have a good time over there. We get pissed off sometimes, just like I do in any other game. But I'm going to be honest with you. Me personally, we have a great time in the league. There's sometimes when the game is playing great. Might I say great? And I'm talking about the experience, not details. I'm talking about just the experience. We all know the game needs a lot more things. But I think Azure will agree with that. Sometimes we have a great outing when we play the game, but then the BS comes in here and there. Kia would probably agree with that. I know a lot of people say the game sucks. I don't personally think the game completely sucks. I think the game is just being held back in certain areas. It has moments where you're like, wow, could they just keep it like this all the time? Then it has other moments when it's like, man, come on, not again. And I've told y'all this, and then I'll pass it to AZ. The biggest problems to me with Madden is the fact that they still have those two-man animations, some of them that trigger unrealistically, that you have no control over. They still don't always respect leverage, player positioning, physics at all times. And that to me, yeah, go ahead, Smith.
Just a quick note to throw in there. Remember that this is the kind of stuff that Andrew Wilson, CEO, said that was going to be replicated right when it came to this generation console gaming. We were supposed to get that. That's what Ignite was supposed to do, and we never got that. That's why he had them athletes sitting on screen and talk about, because when you talk about player movements and you talk about biomechanics and things like that, you're talking about that's real. You're talking about real life movement. All of that inertia, momentum, all that stuff, pivoting, cutting, turning, all of that is supposed to be fully calculated into the sport replicated.
That's what they said.
So that's what you said you was going to give us that, and you didn't give it to us yet. See what I'm saying? Said, man. So they said it. So when we make our points and you come at us with, well, if you want realism, go outside and play and all that, it's like, but the CEO said we're supposed to get it. See what I'm saying? So we'll go ahead, continue. I just had to interject that real quick.
Yeah, real quick, man, and I agree with what Eric Rayweather is saying. He says they never put it all back, and now the entire direction of the games are going in a different direction for the most part. They may not ever put it back. And that's, guys, that is what I have been trying to tell y'all for the last few years. This is the reason why I've been slowly but surely coming on here and telling y'all, you know what? We might not necessarily be as close to the product as we once were. Because what we're campaigning for might not line up with the direction. I've been telling y'all that since last year, early last year. Don't be surprised. And it, it ain't going to hurt my feelings or nothing like that. We got into this thing. We did what we wanted to do. We shook it up a little bit, gained the respect of the devs. That's all we were trying to do from way back when, was just be heard. And if the suits are going to go in another direction, ain't nothing we can do about that. But why do I play the game? I try to enjoy it for what it is, man. That's all we got. And I know people are going to say, oh, well, they got other... Okay, but it just don't... Those games, even Smitty would tell you, APF is great. And Azure will come on here and tell you in a moment. At one time, I might have been putting out more APF videos than anybody at one point, right? But it don't got no replay value, man. It's old. There's no franchise. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll play it for a minute, but then it's like 2K5, I can't play it because I don't even have a 360 anymore. Y'all know that story. I donated it to the less fortunate. I just did it. I didn't want to, but it was the right thing to do. And even with that, the games, when I'm able to play a game like Uncharted on this console, then you're asking me to go back and play a game from 2004. I don't want to even look at them old games no more. They're great for moments. And again, y'all are going to say Madden isn't great either. I know it ain't, but it's still current. Sue me. What you want me to do? I just try to get as much fun out of a game that we currently have as possible. That does not mean that, oh, Sim loves the game. Y'all know better than that. That's why I laugh at the people who say that to me, because that means you really don't follow what I do. But that's the misconception. If you don't like Madden or you critique it, you can enjoy it and you can't play it. But AZ, man, people have been asking for your presence for a while. They want to hear how you feel about Madden. So whatever you got for us, lay it on us, brother.
Let me go ahead and put this disclaimer out there. I am no longer affiliated with EA Sports in any shape, form, or fashion. I have not been notified directly, but we all know from having relationships, if somebody stops calling you, stops texting you, you're no longer in a relationship. So yeah. EA and I are no longer in a relationship, although I do have some key contacts there. With that said, I am back on the consumer side of the equation. I think I actually bought Madden 20 this year. And the only reason I still play this game is because of the atmosphere that we have created in our CFM.
Yeah.
We have basically taken the lobby, or the majority of it, because sometimes Madden is just going to Madden. And you have to find, like Smitty always says, find your fishbowl and swim in it. And that's something that we've done with, our football league that we've done. We take great pride in it. It's 32 owners. And I've been playing EA Sports football for forever, as you all probably have been too. But as far as like online, since NCAA 09. So I've been in this thing a long time, and I have a lot of expertise on seeing how it used to be, how it is now, how I feel it should be, and what it's not. So with that said, I'll try to be succinct as possible, but it's still not there.
Nope.
Some of the things I enjoy the game at junctures, yes. But there are instances to where it just rears its ugly head. For instance, example, and I know that you in the chat can probably attest to this. You can raise your hand or say yes in the chat. Have you ever broken into the open field with your running back, had a wide receiver or even an offensive lineman out in front of you? He neglects the person that is in front of him, continues to run upfield, and you get tackled on what would have been a touchdown play. Now, on the very next play, you fumble the ball, give your opponent the ball. Now the momentum has shifted to where you would have had a touchdown. That's one of my examples. Those are the type of things that frustrate you about this game. And the animations.
Mm.
Oh my goodness.
Mm.
Now, animations previously thought were a horrible thing because we saw the same ones over and over and over again. We championed Backbreaker for not having animations. We said, go to unscripted gameplay. Have physics just be the total thing. And Ian Cummins at the time was like, you'll never get 11 on 11 physics, won't work, blah, blah, blah. Backbreaker showed that they could do it. So here comes Madden and EA. They decide they're going to go to some physics form of it and add physics on top of their engine. It got a little wonky, but for the most part, I don't know. It played solid enough to where we could tell physics was there. Myself, Smitty, Sim sat in the studio, played with the physics, like under the code or whatever. I mean, we sat there and tinkered with it to where we felt like we had almost got perfected it better than the devs did. I was like, yo, Vic, come look at this. I got a 250-pound running back, and look how he's running. So we've seen and know how to work with the underlings of that. Fast forward to now. We have all been distanced from EA to some extension. Me the most. I haven't been to community days probably in good 5 years. And that's okay with me. I'm fine with that. Like
Listen,
once my
man.
son started being born, my focus changed, but I feel like I'm valuable and I still have something to say, just like these other two gentlemen on the panel here. Even if you wanted to remote us in, I don't care about going to the studio. I just need you to know what I got for you. So some of that still remains the same. Like, why are there no dropped interceptions in Madden? But yet and still, the wide receiver can drop a pass. Have you ever seen a defender drop an interception? The defenders catch better than the offensive players. Is that true in real life? No. That's why they play defense.
Right.
You telling me that a linebacker has better hands than Larry Fitzgerald, who was being covered by a 76 overall cornerback? Larry Fitzgerald has 90 catch in traffic, 90 even as he's regressing, 90 catch in traffic, and he's dropping balls out there like he is Bobby Boucher. So, the issues are still there. We've been harping on this for so long. We wanted to be heard. We were heard. But then we realized, and I think I realized it first, and I was like, yo, Sim and Smitty, this ain't the room for us. Like, we need to go higher. We need to be in a different room. Because we coming down here, we giving feedback. And this was said on Operation Sport Forums. This is not the game that we played at Community Day. And I was, you blowing smoke, blah, blah, blah. No, those things change. And I understand there are layers of complexity to it, to where when you add on living worlds, I'm doing, you can't see me, but I'm doing air quotes here, living worlds. And, all the other stuff, you add layers onto it, it messes other things up. It causes bugs. I get it. I get the technical side of it. But the bill of goods that we've been sold as a football product is not there. I played, I think it was Madden 12. I bought it one day at Community Day, and it was for, at the time, I guess, PS4?
PS2?
No. Maybe it was PS3. I don't know. But
yeah, 12
it was on the hinge.
Madden
12 was,
like,
that was 360 PS3 days, I want to say.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, PS4 was Madden 25.
Okay, it was PS3. It was Madden 12. It's the one with Peyton Hillis on the cover. If you don't,
that's 12.
Oh yeah.
If you have a PS3, go back and play Madden 12 on PS3. That's the game that we should have gotten. I mean, of course, it wasn't up to spec with the shiny new thing that they were touting with Madden 25, Madden 13, whatever, how it ever progressed. But up until that point, that's Madden 12 on PS3. Wow.
And then they introduced all that presentation. So I'm thinking, oh man, they gonna They really gonna push it forward. Nope.
Yeah, and it never happened like that. So hold on, got a little one. But yeah, it's like I've been one of the ones that's been vocal about it with these two gentlemen here. If they wanted to push us out, that's fine. But we still gonna have something to say about it, just like we did when we weren't in the building. Um, you know, years have gone by, and people are still seeing the ugly come out of this game. And it's not to say that all games don't have it. NBA 2K, beautiful game, has ugly moments. We're not expecting a perfect game, but that the basic things is what we're talking about, that we want to be represented, that's not being represented how we want to. So, we'll see how it comes out, because now that you have somewhat of a competitor, and this is an old foe for 2K, and if you don't know the history of 2K and EA, please go back and look it up.
Yeah.
Visual Concepts used to produce for EA.
Oh yeah,
so
that's true.
they have long-standing history there. And I'm not going to tell my source, but there was a guy that told me that worked for 2K that they still had the guy around that produced 2K5. So if he's still, this is a long time ago, if he's still in that building, I am interested to see how these two things shake out. So we'll see.
A 2K5 now. I mean, and here's the funny thing, man.
No, that'd be a good game, though. That's the sad part. You see what I'm saying? It's the sad part. Is that would be a good game now, because it's got a plethora of things that we don't have in Madden right now. I mean, look, the ESPN presentation. Better than what EA got?
That joint was ESPN Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
To a T.
To the letter. Yeah. Nah, man.
And that's why I thought, because again, I tell this story a lot, but I keep telling it because some people could be new to the show. I've always been the guy that wanted to see what the next could do. So even when I was playing Madden, and I liked Madden 03, Madden 04, I was still like, man, I want to see what the next game got. So every year, I was looking at 2K. I said, yo, this 2K sports joint, all right. But not quite yet. But when they hit 2K5, and I seen that presentation, it blew me away, because I had never seen a football game of that magnitude that had everything. However, I always tell this story. I went back and played Madden 05 after having my little love affair with 2K5, because I thought Madden 05 played better. The game, to me, was better in terms of the way it moved and everything. I didn't like, and see, this is the thing that cracks me up. People get blinded by problems in games when they love a game. People still try to say to me that 2K5 was phenomenal as far as player movement and APF. No, it won't. Yeah, in some areas, yeah. Like APF had great route running. Yeah, they run crazy. Like, remember Apex always used to talk about the turnstile running?
Yeah, the turnstile, yeah.
Come on, y'all. Yeah. You got to be honest with yourself. So that's why I went back and played Madden 05. And I'm thinking, yo, they seen what 2K did. They going to rip all them ideas now that they got the exclusive license. Because, again, back then, the three of us wasn't critiquing things like we do now. I didn't know why the license, I don't know why that happened. But I wasn't upset because it was Madden. It was almighty Madden. So I'm thinking, yo, who cares if only Madden's going to be made? I'm thinking they're going to take the ideas and they're going to drop the bomb in Madden 06. Hence, again, the reason why I fell for that trailer. Because think about it. For you guys who loved Madden 05 and saw what 2K5 did, found out that Madden or EA now has the exclusive rights, saw that trailer, you gonna tell me you didn't think that Madden had the capability to produce a game like that? I did. I was like, oh boy, we about to get that joint. They calling it next gen Madden.
Right.
They duped everybody.
And just, you remember Apex said, and I kind of agree with him, man. We still haven't seen a style quite like it. The smoothest we've seen from a running game, a running standpoint movement in Madden was Madden 04. Like a little heavy jukes, hard jukes, acceleration in and out of the hole with open field and body lean and all that kind of stuff. You haven't been playing the old joints, go back and look at like Madden '04. Look up Madden '04, how they used to run.
Yeah, man.
Between the tackles, out in the open field, it was all different, and it wasn't. It was very smooth, very fluid.
Yep. And if you have, you can use a PS4 controller now on your PC. But if you got an Xbox controller, an Xbox 360 controller, plug that puppy in your computer. If you got a good enough computer, download the PS2 emulator. Go ahead, it's up there. Look, it's up there. Madden 04, Madden 05. Just download the joints, run it on there. Go on the practice field, offensive only, and do some run plays. And try and do the hummingbird and the swerve and all that stuff. I'm telling you, you're gonna be like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
I need to get on those because I would love to make some old videos of that stuff.
Yeah,
but I didn't realize I could do that.
There's so many things that you'll notice from just a subtlety standpoint. Like I said to Sim, I think I said it on the show last week, but I've said it from playing because I've been playing it. Seeing that your quarterback gets hit when you throw the pass and your receiver will deviate from their route to try and come back to the ball. Madden now, they just run blindly, run.
They don't know what's happening.
They'll at least run to the ball. Like, I mean, in some cases, I see them die for it. Like, you don't take, and I'm not saying I got to take control of them. No, they break off their route and try to get in front of the DB and dive and try and get to the ball. And it's another thing, too. When you're the quarterback, if the defender doesn't get to you yet, you'll still be able to throw the ball as they hit you, not the way Madden does now, where they make you just curl the ball in. Like, you'll be right here about to throw it, and then all of a sudden they make you tuck it in and get sacked. No, you're going to throw it. It'll be a duck. It'll go straight to the ground or whatever, but they respect it, especially in Madden 04 and 05.
Two-man animation.
Your arm will be right here. You get hit, kakoosh, the ball still goes out. Like, it's going to follow through. So it's like, to see it done there, and like I said, 2003 game you're talking. To see it done there, and this is, I think it was in Madden 04 or 05, but you could be on the run. When you're in the pocket just standing tall, they'll go ahead and throw it normal. But when you on the run scrambling, you'll see QBs do that sidearm throw because they run on the run and they're trying to.
Only Patrick Mahomes has that now. He's the only person in the NFL can do it.
Yeah. See,
the only
and that was. Yeah, and that's the stuff they had before. See what I'm saying? So it's like you had it in your game way back then. And then you're talking about now and everything. No, dog. You had it.
And you know what? And see, this is a clear indication and it's funny, man, when we all start talking, ideas just start flowing. This is a clear indication as to how I think the suits and the marketing team works. I could be wrong here, but follow what I'm saying. Like Azure just said, Patrick Mahomes is the only one that can do that. Then you have guys like Mahomes and Lamar that have escape artists and things like that, and they can get out of the pocket quick. And the funny thing is, you do now start to see some of this separation, like Azure was talking about, say, Larry Fitzgerald against a 70-something overall. But a DeAndre Hopkins, you get him matched up on the right guy, you could kill him all game. But here's the way that the suits are cheating. They found a way to market that with these abilities and all that, and they make us, make people think this is something brand new. Where your game used to just do that because it respected more of the the leverage and the matchups. Physics wasn't of course it wasn't what it is now then, but you see what I'm saying? And that's the thing that bothers me about the suits is maybe they do know some of these things that people have been asking for, but they try to find a marketable way to introduce it. And I mean, not saying that the abilities, I do like them. They got some work to do. They got to get it a little more balanced, but I think it has at least made the game. And Azure can contest to this because, me and him both love every now and then jumping on the D line. Like AZ has built the D line.
The D line is nowhere where it needs to be. They could do such great things with the D line that they don't do. Um,
And you gotta
it's
have
just
these
crazy.
dudes with these abilities to even feel special, which that's cool, but it shouldn't be like that.
It shouldn't be like that.
Either that or speed. Like, say for instance, let's just put this out there: scenario in the draft, you're about to draft. You got a guy who you know is terrible overall, and you'll say, "I just use a controller." You know he has 90 speed, a 90 speed middle linebacker, as opposed to an 82 speed middle linebacker. The player is gonna pick the 90 speed middle linebacker
Yep.
because he's just gonna say, "I'm gonna use a control him and take away the middle of the field." When in real life, we've seen players who are fast, but if that's all they are, then that's not going to help them just be successful, just being fast. For instance, you wouldn't dare match up. You would match up your best corner on the best receiver, like Sim said, DeAndre Hopkins. I play corner in the league. I can take away some of the best receivers with a just a fast cornerback
Yep.
because I can use it, control them, and move it, and that takes away the equations of man coverage, zone coverage, because I'm just over there controlling them. But even with that, his route running should be so crazy. I should know which route he's running.
Yep.
Like, he should break it off at a different point. If I started to get to a depth that he can break it off, he should break that route off right there to where he knows, oh, he's going to continue upfield. I'm going to break this route off right here, completion. Because that's how it is. The matchups need to be respected even more so than they are now. Not just with the abilities and the ratings, but you're just not going to do that. You're not going to put a linebacker on a wide receiver, and they do have the abilities there, but sometimes it's not even like Peyton Manning. He would say, if I saw a linebacker on a wide receiver, I'm throwing it there. You do that in Madden, the animations might get you an interception or a tip ball, and you will get an interception. But in football 101, you're not going to do that there unless you have somebody like, I guess, Telvin Smith or somebody you know who can actually like double as a safety, even like Honey Badger, Isaiah Simmons type player out there. But people just take fast players and do that.
Yeah, man. And it's frustrating, man, because I guess you could take it from me and Azure because we play. See, we play the game a lot too, and that's why we're able to know exactly where it needs to be fixed. And it's frustrating because they ain't that far away, man. Like if you see Kia in here saying the same things we've said, how many games in the last 3 years we said, man, this game was solid before they fooled with it. And it's like the potential is there, man. It really is, because sometimes in the Azure knows in the league, you'll see an animation sometimes where you couldn't even really tell it was a two-man animation. Played out cleanly. It was believable. But then there's those other times, like he said, sometimes your fullback, I've been saying this to Clint for years, and I'm not going to blame Clint because I know it's beyond him. In real football with blockers, to add on to Azure's point about the receiver, I'm going to talk about the fullback. In any level of football, if any of you guys have ever played, of course there's an assignment. But if anybody crosses your face, you block him.
Yeah.
If you can't get out there and kick out the end,
you about to get grabbed on the face mask
Oh.
on the side, buddy.
Tell me about it. You might not be able to get out to the end or get to the next level. That guard penetrate, you get a dude like Geno Atkins that penetrate the line, you better hit him. Let me as the back figure out what I'm going to do off of that. Or it might just be a blown up play. But it is the biggest eyesore to see your full. And sometimes they do it perfect. I've had plays, man, where my fullback will get to the second level and he looks for the linebacker, kicks him out with that little push block. Beautiful. But then there's other times you run a toss, he ain't paying no attention to this guy that's right in front of him. And
how much better would we think this game is if we saw little instances of that? Like those little things that we talked about. Like, I don't even see it now. I think it's too much computer control in it. But you remember Rex, shout out to Rex Dixon, added, because we told him, we was like, even if we not near if a pass is uncatchable, if I press an animation, I want one to play to show that he at least tried to catch the ball.
Yes.
And that's not really even there anymore. So, you know, they start overriding it with these animations, and they're not the right ones to be playing out.
It's sad, man. It's sad. All they got to do is unchain it. Stop dictating, stop overriding everything. Just let it play out. Let it play out. And I know, listen, I'm not a programmer, I'm not an engineer, but I always give my feedback based on what I see elsewhere. I've seen FIFA been able to get one-to-one interactions very clean. I'm not going to say it's perfect because I don't know soccer. PES definitely got it, as well as the physics. I mean, heck, NBA 2K, they've done a good job in these last 2 years being able to reduce the animation override. Now, I'm not going to say it's completely, but it don't feel, to me, 2K20 don't feel like 2K18 did.
Oh, no.
At all. Like, as far as even the dribbling one-on-one, like, no. I don't feel drawn into animations. You see more animations, and I got a whole bunch of them. I just haven't put the videos out. You see a lot of animations in the paint where you can tell this guy did this block, the guy on this side did another attempt, and your guy did a layup. It wasn't a drawn together thing. So even if it's not completely gone, if Madden can't completely get rid of it, they got to find a way to at least let this thing be smoothed out. I mean, I want to say something, and I don't know if I'm able to, man. But let's just keep it real for a second. Like Azure said, you know when somebody stopped calling and texting you that the relationship is over. And the way I feel, Smitty, about how I'm involved right now is, I always like to use female references. It's almost like now she only checking for me on Wednesday. You know what I mean? She ain't hollering at your boy on Friday night. I can't even get to Sunday.
No more.
Yeah, I can't even.
You got something on the main piece now. Now you're sad.
Man, we can't even snuggle on Sunday and watch Power or nothing. She hollering at your boy on Wednesday.
You getting a hey big head on Wednesday.
Yeah, come on, man. So I don't know how involved we are with this program anymore. I mean, listen, guys, y'all know I keep it 100. It is what it is. I mean, if y'all trying to slowly push guys like us out, whatever. But I'm gonna go out on a limb and say something. I don't think this is breaking NDA. But we always talk about physics, right? Let's just say this. There was a time that they were going to attempt having physics on every single player at all times. I don't know what happened to that. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know why they didn't move forward with doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think this is a secret because everybody who plays Madden can clearly tell that physics is not. So I don't think I'm telling anything I'm not supposed to. But I almost say that too, so y'all kind of know where the devs know. They want to do everything that we talk about, man. And they're kind of stuck in a hard place because you're responsible for the game you put out. So even if we give the devs a pass, we still got to get at them for the things that are broken in the game that you produce. So they're not completely off the hook, but it's just little things like that, man. Make physical mass mean something at all times. You could even have your two-man animations, but if physics dictated what played out, it probably wouldn't even be an issue. You know what I mean? Or if you don't extremely take, okay, even if you pull me into the two-man animation, I should be able to branch out of it. If I take control, I should be able to hit a button and I swipe or I grab something, and then physics kicks in. Then we talking about a whole different game. Or in the trenches, like Azure, we both know that's our pet peeve. Yeah, we can get good pass rush with dudes who got abilities, but there's still there's no struggle down in there. You can't get muddy down in the trenches. And that's,
There's no technique to it. You just X or square. Where it could be
when they allow
if a guy plays you too much to the left, you hit the right stick, that's a counter move. You hit down, that's a bull rush. You hit up, that's another type of move. Like it could be mapped out to be so much better than it is now. Like it seems like it's just neglected.
And see that kind of stuff, angular position, majority position, a right or left shoulder, all that stuff, inside, outside leverage, all of that's in FIFA. That's why when we make our points, yes, you can say the same thing in NHL as well, but that's skating. So it's like when you talk about players running around on the field and interacting with each other to some capacity, that's why I use FIFA for that. FIFA does a real good job of showcasing that interactivity. And only reason why I'm not saying PES is that I'm talking about within EA's house. Like, so you already have product in your house that literally would give that if you just tailored it to football. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? In terms of what they have in, you have it in your soccer product. You need to do that in your Madden product. And that's the whole thing. And I mean, like what Chad is saying, that's the thing. Like we say, the devs, we've been saying it for numerous years. The devs know exactly, like they know what to do. That's why like I've said before, when people try to get at us, I'm like, hey, remember, Ryan Moody went down to the studio and came back saying, hey guys, they know what to do. And, the devs know what they're talking about. I'm like, yeah, that's what, like we weren't cheerleading nobody. It's like, no, they know. Like I'm saying, it's like they hear what we saying feedback wise. So it's like, no, they know what to do. They have to be enabled. So it's like, and the most irritated Madden player, fan, whatever, follower, whatever, they can talk to these devs and everything, and they're not gonna come if they come back talking that, man, these dudes, they. I guarantee you they weren't acting like that down there because they got educated and schooled on what, how things are. And they're like, oh, I get it. So the thing is that, but then they get home and like that, because it's like, no, there's no way you gonna go. There's no way you interact with these guys directly, and then it's like you just don't come away with, oh dang, yeah, you know what? These guys do know what's happening. So what's the problem?
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? And it's like, so wait a minute. So these guys know what to do, and we hearing stuff from A-Dub and Clint and Rex, Scant, and all them cats, and then it's like, so what's the problem here? So there's somebody up above them cats that are dictating their actions, and that's where AZ always comes with. Like
that's another reason why I said previous tuner needs to be in the game. You allow people to play at what juncture that they feel the game was best for them, not being dictated to the consumers, not being dictated by the company. And NHL had that. I said this to Rex Dixon before he was there, and that was something that I wanted major because I felt like it would squash a lot of that. Because guys like us, we like the tuner when the game comes out. Guys who play MUT or casual, they might like the game after November. So let us play in our own fishbowl, like we said, and be able to do that. But I think, man, since we in quarantine, man, I still have Madden 15 and 16, 17. I'm gonna download one of these old ones, and you might see a video from me if I go back and play that game and like what's happening there more than what's going on in 20. You might see a video pop up from me because it doesn't make any sense to go back to old games and be like, yo, this is better here.
The one thing that I will say to you though, AZ, before you even do that, is that I went ahead and re-downloaded Madden 15 and I put like the current rosters on it, and it's like the way that players read and react to plays is much sharper.
Oh man, don't do that.
Than what I mean. It's Madden 25. The players read and react was much better than what it is now. Much more logical in that sense.
And I'm sure because I loved the run game.
Yeah. So and then when you talk about the physics and players colliding, like what Rex had said on the stream, he was like, I know my sim standard guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, we don't have the gang tackling the way you guys want it, but the gang tackling in Madden 15 much more organic, and it looks more momentum driven in comparison to what's out now. You know what I'm saying? Like, dudes get involved. I mean, Madden 16, it looks great as well, but then you're talking about the 2-man wideout animations, you know, that coming in. Because Madden 15, you didn't have that. That wasn't introduced yet. So it was still your animation as a wideout versus their animation as a DB, and that was it. So that was still there. So if other dudes got involved in it, it just became an organic play. It wasn't these 2 men are going to be scripted, and then now you got this man coming in and all that. Like, it wasn't that kind of blend. So you have some good looking plays. That's like, dang, how come?
Oh man,
they just could have done this.
I got a comment. I got a comment on this, and I want to hear you guys take as well. Mr. Ivaroni says, Frostbite killed Madden. The Ignite engine needs to come back.
It's been so messed. Which is which? Because I mean, like, I don't know which one is like. That was such a gimmick to me. Which one is the one that was supposed to get Living Worlds?
That was Ignite. Ignite ain't do nothing. Ignite gave us nothing.
You got sharper AI. You got sharper AI in Madden 06 in the secondary than what we got here. And then what you even got with Ignite, it was like they finally stepped up from what they were doing.
It's not Frostbite.
You know what? Hey, yo, hold up.
FIFA's on Frostbite. Just keep that in mind, guys.
Yeah, let me say this while I'm thinking about it now, because I want to get to Eric Rayweather. This goes right in line with Eric Rayweather's point, with what he said on Twitter. I want to address what he said, because I did reply to it, but what he basically was saying was that in regards to the game now, Madden and everything, the way it is, basically he was talking about the way the product is being made now. And they're not going to take it back to the way we want it, right? Madden 04 and 05 and all that stuff, PS2, Xbox era, like where they gave us all the depth and all the happenings of the NFL and all that, but the core gameplay stuff, like stuff that we talk about. And he's saying, like, you know, this is just the way that it is now. They're trying to make money. Not Superstar, KO mode is making money, so it's like they're just going to keep following that path. And see, from what we're talking about with this, to even to that point there, this is my main thing, and I said this last week. EA manipulated the market. They're the only ones there. Madden is a product where they literally can go 0-6. They could go 0-16 and still win the Super Bowl. Like, that's where they're at. So when you got a product in Madden where you literally have on the front of the box, franchise mode is deeper than ever in Madden 17, it's like you could bust out Madden 04 and 05 for franchise mode elements that are way deeper and has much more depth than what you have in Madden 17. That lets you know they manipulated the market with the standard. You came out with these bad games in Madden 06 and 07. You come out with a decent game in Madden 08, and then you drop the standard down with 09 and then 10 with those wonky run animations and that
09 was
busted protect. And then Madden 11 was worse, like how Sim talked about the rail tracks and everything.
Oh, God.
You partially redeemed with Madden 12, partially redeemed with 13, and then it's like, you see what I'm saying? It's like you've been doing a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there, but you didn't do like how Sim says. The rep you set back then was like, if this is EA, man, you know, coming off of Madden 05, man, this EA. You know what kind of football games they make? That's
in
EA.
The game.
Yeah, like y'all made them game. So it's like you went from that to say, hey, you know what? What if we lowball it? We're the only ones here. What's going to happen? Another company's going to make a game? Let's give it a shot. If it doesn't work, we'll go back to hitting hard. But let's see what happens if we don't hit hard. What'll happen? And it worked. They tried it out and it worked. Hey, we're gonna say Madden 17 is the deepest to date. Let's see what happens with that. Oh, bet. Bought it hook, line, and sinker. All right, sweet. The numbers are good. The metrics are tight. The sales numbers are right. The ultimate team revenue is good. We good, baby. We cooking with gas. Madden 20. You know what? We've been giving you guys half a cup of water and half a slice of bread for years. Now we're going to give you guys one saltine cracker on top of that, aka KO mode. Oh, snap. We gave y'all a lot. That was a lot of work to get you that saltine. Like, it's like, no, you're not. You've undermined the people. You manipulated the market because you're the only one there, so you could do what you want. That's like my point. Go ahead. Go ahead, AZ.
No, I'm just saying to the point, I hadn't even played that mode. And it was the same thing with long shot. When they introduced long shot, to me, that was a waste of resources. Because it didn't have any replayability. Like NBA 2K, my player has replayability. You can take them to the park. You can still play offline. I mean, not offline because you could, but you don't get in the PC. But you could do a plethora of things in my player. In long shot, you just play the story. That was the end of it. Then you could like draft him in a draft class. Boo hoo. Like that was a waste of resources if you didn't do it. They didn't do it correctly. It was a waste of resources.
I sat right there and told him. I looked the executive right in the face. I'll never forget it. Shout outs to Sean Mason and Bobby. Those guys was there at that event. I was like, and they had a nerve to say, "What do you think, Sim?" And I was like, "Look, if you asking me, I'm gonna be all brutally honest. This ain't the move. Not now. If anything." And here's the funny thing, guys. What I essentially told them was they should have did QB1 first. And I didn't have knew nothing about QB1. But my thing was, if y'all going to try to ride the wave of what 2K is doing, do that.
Right.
You know, even FIFA had both. FIFA had the journey and be a pro. But I'm like, this whole telltale story, it's a mistake. And lo and behold, guys, y'all don't even know this. This is old news now. It was supposed to be a 3-year thing. And a lot of that stuff was supposed to trickle on into franchise. That was the vision of Rex. How long did it last?
Right. 2 games.
Mistake.
That's like a gone.
I would rather play NBA 2K11 Michael Jordan's story than long shot.
You said
you remember NBA 2K11 had the Jordan scenario.
The story. Yeah.
I would rather play that.
Oh yeah.
Long shots.
Yes. Shoot. Matter of fact, what's even a bigger slap in the face? And Ray was the same thing. The face of the franchise thing. It's a big old slap in the face to superstar mode that you had introduced back in Madden 06. It's not even better than that.
Nowhere close, man.
And that's on PS2 and Xbox. And you had it way better than that back then. Man, you think QB1 is nice. Play Superstar mode. Download the emulator. Download that 06.
I gotta get with this emulator.
And go ahead and play it. If you're going to say that time, come on. I mean, I respect folk opinions. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it. But I'm just like, play that and then just show me how QB1 is nicer. I'll put it like that. Like more meat on the bone. You get the T-bone steak, that porterhouse boy playing that superstar mode because they gave you everything. Pick your mom and dad. The genetics make you this kind of player. You can pick your off-field activities you want to do. Practice. You can do, it gave you the on and off-field lifestyle in that mode. They gave it to you.
And can we get training camp back? Like the little drills they have now, they don't. No, it was nothing compared to the ones they had in previous matches. You remember the QB pocket drill with the tennis ball? Mm-hmm. Like that made you a better QB. You remember the DB user skill drill? That made you a better player out there at DB. Like the ones they have now, I mean, they teach you coverages and all that kind of stuff, but I don't even play them because you know why? You can get the goal, then you can just sim it, and you don't have to play it anymore.
Yep.
Right.
Can we get training camp back?
And I see some of you guys are commenting on the engines. And just to clarify, some of you guys are saying that Ignite was better and it felt this way and felt that way. And you guys have to remember exactly what you're referring to. Use FIFA as an example. Do you think FIFA was a better game on Ignite or on Frostbite? I think what some of you guys are really referring to is the Infinity engine. That was the physics engine that was introduced in Madden 13. I think that's what you guys are talking about. I don't think you guys are talking about Ignite, because remember, to hit on Smitty's point from last week and earlier in this show, this was the stuff that Andrew Wilson was claiming that was coming with Ignite. We never saw that. So for some of y'all to say, and again, this is just opinions. I'm not saying nobody's right, but we've been in the building, so you can kind of lean to what we're telling y'all. We never saw any of that stuff that was promised on Ignite. And somebody in the chat said, well, NCAA was on Ignite. Yeah, but it was the Infinity engine. Infinity 2.0 was in NCAA along with Madden 25,
Madden 25,
I believe it was.
on 360.
Yeah, Frostbite isn't the problem, guys. Frostbite is, I can promise you, that isn't what's wrong with Madden. Because again, and I'm not saying FIFA's perfect, because one of the guys commented here, said, yeah, but people hate FIFA too. I mean, everybody's going to have a problem with every game. People don't like 2K. Right. People don't like MLB. But FIFA is a well put together game in terms of physics, movement, things like that. It's on Frostbite. It was the first one to be on Frostbite in terms of sports.
And we said this before the show. If you let NBA 2K go to demo mode and just leave it, go do something else, come back and look at the screen, you will actually think you're watching an NBA game, down to the presentation, player movement, likenesses of players. Do that with Madden, and you don't get the same result.
Yeah.
Like, I was watching something of Pez, and I couldn't tell. Like, I was like, is this TV? It looked that good. Like, it looked like the real sport. You do that with Madden, you're not going to see the same thing.
Yeah. And yeah, man, Frostbite is more so environments and things like that. And graphic. That's what it's supposed to be. It's not, to what we've been told, it's not necessarily the gameplay engine, so to speak. It's more so, you're supposed to be able to do more things with Frostbite, and sharing of technologies is supposed to be one of the key components of Frostbite. Because the way it was explained to me before, and I think Smitty was actually there at this event, one of the guys at EA said, look, Frostbite is kind of like Photoshop.
Oh, yeah.
You can dump everything into it, and then you can scatter it and say, all right, go over here, go over there. So essentially, they were saying things like FIFA, let's say FIFA has the real player motion. It was easier for them to then implement it in Madden because it was already in FIFA. They're both running on the same core engine of Frostbite. Right. But that's not necessarily the gameplay engine or the animation engine. So the biggest problem with Madden, honestly, guys, and I mean, I've been told this from devs and engineers, it's coding. Because Clint basically told us when we was in the studio, y'all remember this, when he said we can make the game do what we wanted to do. It's coding. That's what the problem is, coding. They have to go back and recode some of this stuff. There's things that a dev told me that I can't share this because this was more recent. That he's like, man, in order for us to get that thing that I was talking about, we got to completely do the code over. He's like, that ain't something that's going to happen. It just ain't going to happen in one cycle like this. You'll never get that specific thing that you're asking about unless we completely redo the code. And I was like, wow.
And coding is a big B.
Yes, Lord.
And you talk to anybody that works in the industry that actually does it, and it's not something you can just, hey, I'm going to take this here and do this. Like, Neff, shout out to Neff. Man, Neff would always break it down to us on how coding works and all that kind of stuff. Like he was a real technical guy. So if you out there, Neff, holler at us, man. We need to. Have y'all heard from them?
Yeah, he's usually on.
Yeah, he pops in
usually
from time to time. Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't been on here, but shout out to Neff.
Oh yeah. He'll be on. He was on here last week. He was on here in my streams and stuff like that. On my stream I did. So yeah, he'd be on. But yeah, man, so it's not that easy to go back. And you gotta remember they've been working with that code base like that. You talking about what 20+ year old code base that's been going on. Like you got all that code to go through and sift through and read. Man, it's not easy. And see, that's the part about it too, that we be like, that's where it's at between rock and a hard place kind of deal. Because it's like they want to do this thing, but yo, can you do that? Yeah, we can. But the problem is, in order to really get there, it's got to be like this.
And that's why I say you should just the tuner is the big thing. That way, people are able to play how they want to and adjust it how they want the game to play. You want your offensive line to be a certain way, give it a tuner for that. Or you want read and react to be a dominant feature, give it a tuner for that. Like put these tuners in the game so the user has the control. That way you take the responsibility off yourself as a company, because if it's not playing the way you like, you can tune it yourself.
Man. That's the slider capabilities in NHL. My goodness, man. That's like you said, AZ. That's all they got to do. And I know that ain't easy to just drop it in, but they should be working towards that. Because I mean, guys, for y'all that don't know, in NHL you can even adjust the effect of the physics in the puck.
Yeah,
like it's triple, quadruple times what's offered in Madden in terms of just sliders. Yeah. And that's like what Azure is saying. Even if we had that, and y'all might laugh at this, but I used to always tell the devs, there's ways for y'all to cheat, man. and make the game appear better than what it is. Like, even if you do that and allow us to customize, the game is better than what it really is. Because we can all customize our experience, and it gives y'all time to do whatever y'all doing.
Exactly. That takes some of the pressure out of the pipe. But when you funnel us all into trying to play the same way and dictating how you want it to be, that becomes a problem. Then you get a bottleneck effect of people who are upset. Put it on the user. Give a user the tools to tailor it. Like, they don't even know that they know that some of their sliders are backwards, but they can't even tell you what some sliders are effective and not.
Right.
It's your game. You don't know the sliders.
We literally we was in the building.
What certain ratings do. Like, they have a ratings Bible that we were told that is in EA.
I seen it.
They don't know it themselves. So, hey, that's what we do, folks.
But you know something, the one key thing, and this even is Ray Weather when he did his video about the franchise stuff and what the developer has said. All the reasons for all the hardships and everything else that they had, we had issues. If there was competition right there, wouldn't even be hearing any of that. None of that stuff would matter. What Sim just said about the dev and everything that said, man, we wouldn't be able to do that. I guarantee you they would be. I guarantee you a way would be figured out, because if you had a NFL 2K20 right now that basically was from top to bottom what they got in their NBA counterpart, and it's out right now, we wouldn't be having this kind of talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, they would be sitting right next to NBA Live. The way they've been moving, the way the EA been moving with this game, right. That's it. I mean, either step up or lose your franchise. Like, you will lose it, because look where Live is at. They keep getting sent back down. They keep getting demoted by 2K. You know what I'm saying? And
2K is treating them like Wednesday night.
Man,
exactly.
It's terrible, man. Ain't nothing for us to watch on Wednesday.
I need to ride to the airport. You got me.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's sad. I feel like that's what the relationship is. We'll see if it improves, man. But man, I guess the last thing to say, man, is just to comment on one of you guys' comments here, and Ken Martin. You know, this we're not picking on you, but I want to read this. He said, even like I said in my last video, if the defenders standing still, can't they just get them to move towards the closest threat to their zone? Here's the thing that everybody has to always keep in mind, that the three of us learned when we got in the building, right? And a lot of people always say, man, y'all voices changed a little bit. Well, it's because we got understanding. They could do all of that. I don't know if people believe us, but it is not a talent issue. We're talking about EA Sports that can throw as much money at a developer, engineer, animator as they want. They have the talent. They have guys in that building that's played on a college level and or NFL level, have coached. They know football. That's not the issue. It's not what they can't do. It's what they have time to do. If your boss in the production meeting is saying, we don't have time to focus on that when we got this. Okay, living proof. Y'all saw it yourselves. What happened with Madden 18? What were we publicly saying? All the devs, man, they working on long shot. Game's gonna be kind of bare in terms of, and that's just how it is. So I don't want you guys to ever think that they can't. And Smitty has done a good job with saying this over the years. 2K has a different philosophy. 2K Sports, Visual Concepts, they've always gone for the details. Think about this, even when the gameplay won't that great, 'cause let's be honest, just 2K, NFL 2K, the first one, it was a little rough in terms of us trying to get used to the way, but it had details. Like, that was one of the first games I saw when they breathe in the cold. I remember this vividly. Yeah. I was telling my older brother and my cousin and them, I was like, yo, because, you know, they're a little older than me, but they always been gamers, and that's probably what pulled me into it. I remember us having that conversation. They was like, yo, you even see the dude's breath when it's cold out. Mm-hmm. That was back then. I told Smitty this before. NBA 2K game was the first game I ever seen with sweat on the jersey. Yeah. They've always been about details, right? OG, you know, Scott O'Gallagher has told you guys the difference being there and at EA. It's just
Eric Wayne did the same thing.
Yeah, Eric man, Wayne too. My man left 2K, went to EA, and like, nah, let me go back. So all I'm saying is it's not a pass. It's not for y'all to not be upset. I'm just saying, don't waste your own time by asking questions that, trust me, it ain't at the dev level, man. And Vic Lugo, you know, was our boy. Yeah, talented. Remember that force impact that was in Madden 25? Vic Lugo.
The stuff that people appreciate in NCAA 14 when they put highlight reels together.
Come on,
that's
man.
Him.
Come
you
on.
Know what I'm saying?
The talent is there. It's just that if me and Smitty and Azure worked at EA and on the dev team, right? Along with Deuce Douglas. Let's bring Deuce with us too. Because we know Deuce is the franchise. Not only is he just a franchise head, but he takes time to put down, you know, the overlays and all that stuff he does with his posts. Yeah. We could get in there, and we already got Swami in there. So all 5 of us in there, guess what? We still only going to be able to produce whatever game they tell us to produce. Yeah. It ain't going to matter that Sim beating on the table. You know what's going to happen to Sim? Azure and Smitty going to be helping me pack my box.
You can have all the time in the world. You can have Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, but if you make him hand it off every play, can he ever show off his arm?
Right. There you go.
Exactly.
There you go.
So we was there. We was there Madden 16, and we shared this before. All 3 of us was in there for Madden 16. Game was playing phenomenally. Game came out, nerfed within a few weeks. It already came out, and it didn't feel the way it felt when we played it. And then it furthermore got hit because that was a game that, going along the lines with talking about NBA 2K, you had, even though it was 2-man animations, at the same time, height, position, all that stuff was like, the animations that were triggering were all making sense based upon the matchups. So it wasn't always about speed, and it wasn't about being speedy. It wasn't about, you know, just your numerical ratings. It also was about player positioning as well, and we saw that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had Calvin Johnson going up against a smaller receiver. I had instances where what's my man's name? Kelvin Benjamin at the time, you know, was when he was with Carolina, going up against Rashawn Mathis.
Mm-hmm.
I was showing it to Sim and AZ and showing it to Rex and I'm saying, like, this looks legit how this play was made or how this play was made against me.
Calvin
and I'm
Johnson.
like, yo, I can live with this.
All Pro Football 2K8 had different corners play different. Like, you
Yes.
would have a Rob Woodson who was, you know, I'll come up and press, to where your other cornerback on the other side could be playing it totally different. Like, he doesn't have that ability. He's playing off. And that's not something that you did as a user. That was the ability of the player in the game. Like, you knew when you had a gold star cornerback matched up against a gold wide receiver because it was a tougher matchup. Like, till this day, it still has the best route running that I've ever seen in a football game. If you don't believe me, look up, like, All Pro Football 2K8 route. I think Brozell's, if he doesn't take it down, still had that video. I'm going to try to look it up right quick and see if it's still out there. For All Pro Football 2K8 route running, it is a
amazing.
And Smitty always talk about this. Like, Smitty said, and I always hold on to this and I see it. Like, the receivers in Madden be out there like it's a picnic. No, get into your route. Like, the ball has to come out. And they just be walking around like nothing's happening. You watch route run in All Pro Football 2K. It is important. It's immediate. It's effective, especially if you have, like, Chris Carter.
Oh, Lord. Chris Carter?
Or somebody like that. Like him.
It's, yeah, man. It's... So long story short, we don't demand anything out of Madden that we haven't seen produced in other products, even their own, as far as depth and quality of product. And that's why I think people get us confused, Smitty, when we talk to people in-house and we reference old Maddens. We're not saying, let's just be honest. There are things, of course, in Madden 20 that were never in these other games. However, we're just talking about quality of product. Those games were more a quality of product as far as what was offered on the field and off the field. And we just don't have that. And like Azure is saying, Rex always wanted to go for poetry in motion. It's not all the time, but in APF, is particularly the route running and the quarterback movement. I still have yet to see a Madden game replicate that. And you know what's funny? I've been away from All Pro Football so long, even though I used to make tons of those videos, I forget certain stuff. I'm watching one of the SFL games the other day. I forgot that the CPU quarterback will hit you with the...
Oh, yeah.
And bruh. And y'all know what I say on this show all the time. Where is the RG3 trailer that we seen for Madden when he comes up to the line and he's scanning the defense? This is a computer controlled player. We have yet to see that. All we got is the little fidgets, which is cool, but All Pro Football, the quarterback was getting under center and backing off, walking on, and some people are gonna say, "Oh, that was just cosmetics," but that adds to the realism of the game, man. Details, and they had the details in their gameplay, and that's the difference. That is, so it's funny, man. This whole show was kind of like a a play on the title. Y'all see how much we complain about Madden, yet we can still play it and enjoy it. It doesn't mean that we can't enjoy the game for what it is. Y'all don't have to ask people I don't understand why you play Madden. Well, I don't understand why you always complaining about it. Like, why don't you just discard it? Like, why don't you just let it go? But clearly, the three of us, are not happy completely with that product. But that does not mean that me and Azure can't rock out in the league and have a good time. Because the game can still give you some enjoy. We're still football people, and we can still enjoy a 2020 product, even if it ain't where we want it to be. So that was the only reason why, I wanted to come in and kind of attack it from that angle. We ain't lost no edge, guys. We still ain't happy with Madden.
Oh, no. Of course not.
When me and Sim play, it's one of them classic games that you can just cut on and watch. Like, I mean, we do have those animations and those situations pop up that are kind of crazy, but other than that, man, you can watch our gameplay. We've had some 13 to 15, 16 type games.
Yeah.
We've had some 42 to 40 type games, but for the most part, we have similar style. And we think similarly in football acumen, and we duke it out, man. Like, we're not trying to cheat the AI. We're not trying to do anything outlandish out the game. Like, it's one of those games you can watch, man. It's crazy. I tried looking up that route running video and it's gone, but it's funny. One of the route running videos comes up as mine from my old 9 years ago.
No, I found it.
You found it?
It's on the Sim Standard channel.
Oh,
so
okay, that's why
I found it. I put the link in the chat and in our chat in the Zoom here.
Yes.
I sent it.
Thank you, Smitty. See, that's why we work so well together.
No, I know it was put out there, but yeah, that's the video. I think that was the one Brozels had put together.
I was looking for from his channel, so that's
got you. He shut his joint down, but he did do that,
boy.
So he
post that joint out in the universe.
That right there. That's route running with the interaction with the defender and everything on there. Like, that's...
hey, please, everybody in the chat, go check that out.
That's what I'm saying.
That's your homework for this week.
It's your homework for this week.
I don't know how Deion Sanders played the route at 2 minutes and 37 seconds. You better be on your homework.
And that's the funny thing too, man. I mean, I'll spill another small little bean. Again, I don't think this is violating anything. One of our favorite dads. Now, I don't mean to put titles on it, but like I told y'all before, there's certain guys that we got a real relationship with in there. One of our, I'll say his name, my man Scant.
Oh, yeah.
Scant has said verbatim, "Yo, Sam, for real. Every cornerback don't play cover 2 the same, cover 3 the same, man the same." He was like, "I would love to get techniques in the game." This is coming directly from the dead. I want to see technique. Matter of fact, Smitty, remember when we were there? And I don't even know if they still do it, to be honest, but one of those Maddens, it might have been, I think when they first introduced the DB and wideout interactions, might have been 16 or 17. Remember how he was showing us the little fidgets and how the guy, they doing their fists like this and they flexing in the gloves and all of that?
Oh, that was 16 when we was at Scant's desk.
That was the beginning.
That was 16.
That's when he said, now, not only just the fidgets, I want to take it to a level to where the guy plays different. To where Richard Sherman might play cover 3 different from Patrick Peterson. Patrick Peterson might play it different than, let's say a new corner, like a rookie that's just out there. And he might play it way different than a Peanut Tillman. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was talking about. Because he was showing us corners and wideouts, instances that would be more like them with the 2-man DB. Matter of fact, this is something that ain't even there no more. Remember the 50-50 balls where they both would come down with it? That ain't even in there no more.
And then punch it out when he get to the ground?
Yeah.
Come
Stuff
on,
like
man.
that. Like, that used to be it. That was in there.
Come on, man.
So, see what I'm saying? Like, see, that's what I'm saying. That's the stuff that Sim be talking about. That's the stuff that we all say. Is that they all have, they showcase that potential to do something. They showcase that potential to take things to another level possibly, but then they get cut off and it ain't because of them. It's not like, yo, I want to take it to this level. Because like me, Sim, and AZ have all been in there and they've said things that no one in the community is saying. And it's great stuff that would take the game way up above. And I mean, AZ, you here? Remember when it was us three and Mo was in the building with and Kobe? That idea Kobe had said when we was in there, and it's like,
oh man,
that idea he had man, come on, it's like. It would have took the game. That would be so far out there. Like, man. Sim NY may get upset because of what he was going to do. You know what I'm saying? Man. I was like, do it. Please do it. Like, so it's these dudes. That's why it's like, these guys know what to do. Trust and believe. If they said there was no game changer program or none of that stuff, trust and believe. It's like, they know what to do. They do. It's just, it's like you have the players on the team, you got the personnel necessary to win, but the ownership is making bad decisions. And that's it. And it's like, how come you didn't sign all this talent, you didn't did all this stuff, and you still can't win? Somebody up above it. They could point their finger at the dev team all they want, but it's like, it's not the dev team, though. It's not them. That's the reason. So that's, it's not.
That's it,
exactly. Man. That's it right there, right? Spot on.
I have nothing else to say.
Yeah, like that's the key. But shout out to Sweet Jones.
Yeah, shout outs, man.
Who else?
Somebody else earlier too.
Man, King Arthur.
Yeah.
For the $2 donation. Shout out to both of you guys. Appreciate the donations. We usually announce it earlier when you guys when you do it, but we've been into this nice discussion. But shout out to you guys and greatly appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man. And before we get out of here, I'm gonna say it while he's here, man. Y'all stop hating on Eric Rayweather, man. For the ones who hate on him, y'all know who y'all are. Let him do what he do. Because what y'all don't know is he wants the game to be better just as much as we do. Just because Eric happens to play in a different arena, mutt or whatever, he still wants football. And at the end of the day, guys, he's just entertaining. It's a game. You know what I'm saying? My man has built his channel. He's a force in the community now, 200,000+ subscribers. What y'all hating for? Like, I don't understand why people take things so personal. And that's another reason why I feel like the title of this show is appropriate. Yes, we want Madden to be better, but that does not mean that we cannot play the game and enjoy it for what it is. And that doesn't mean that because you oppose the way somebody promotes the game that you got to be pissed off and mad at them. Like Azure said, swim in your own fishbowl. And the funny thing is, while y'all hating on Eric, yeah, he got checks coming in, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why y'all hating on him? This man is doing his thing on YouTube. Like, come on, man. Y'all need to cut it out. And like I said, I want to give him his love while he's here, because some of y'all in here do that to him. And for what? For what? Why does it matter? Let the man do what he do. He never claimed to be it. Same thing with people like Anto and QJB. I never understood why our community attacked them. These dudes never claimed to be these super duper sim heads and all of that. These dudes just personalities. And they getting that paper. You know what I'm saying? That don't stop me from wanting a better game. I don't know. I just felt like I needed to say that, man. Y'all need to cut that out. It ain't that important. Life ain't that, it's, you only have to take things like that so serious. These are just games. Like, all of us here wants the game to be better, but at the end of the day, it's just like Azure said earlier. The relationship might be severed anyway. For me and Smitty coming soon, whatever. Who cares? We still gonna be at your neck, and even worse. Because then I will end the show with this, because somebody asked this earlier in the chat. The thing about it is, there's certain things that I won't say now for two reasons. One, I can't. Number two, I'm a respectable person, right? I'm not the type of dude that's going to turn around and talk about you as soon as you leave the room. Mm-hmm. I'm cool with a lot of the devs there as people. not as EA employees. So I ain't gonna bash them, and I will never do that. However, if the day comes where they politely ask me to go my own way, oh yeah, I'll come in here and tell y'all some of the real things that's going on in that building as far as upper management. Yeah, I'll do it. And I'm not gonna be bashing, but I will tell y'all some of the things that I told y'all I couldn't tell y'all. Because again, when you're in a somewhat of a partnership with somebody, you gotta act accordingly. You know, and it's almost crazy how some of y'all feel like that we supposed to just come in here and say everything. No, that ain't how life don't work like that. That ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I wouldn't, if you expect that from me, I wouldn't respect how you get down in regular life, if that makes sense. If you expected me to do that, you kind of letting me know what type of person you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't how you do business with people. You don't do that. But let it be known, like Azure said, they decide that the services are no longer needed. Yeah, I'll tell y'all some real things that's happening in there. That I think I do a good job of towing the line as it is, but some of y'all don't pick up on it. But I'll tell y'all what's going on. You know, but we'll see. Let me stop talking, man. There go Neff. Yo, Azure, Neff is in here. He's in here.
Man.
What up, Neff?
But yeah,
please watch this route running video. Cause I'm up here watching it now, man. This is
I told you, man. Don't even that was for people in the chat, man, not for you, Smitty. Because we're gonna go a whole nother 3 hours.
Right, I know. That's all I'm gonna say. Just watch it.
Yeah, man.
Just watch it, please.
And I want some of the people.
Man, I miss you being in the league.
I want some of the people that we argue with, and Smitty knows this, that's affiliated the same way we are. I want y'all to watch this video too. Then you can stop asking why Smitty and I, and even Azure, when he pops in, why we always referring to older games. Don't listen. I understand the direction and the vision and all that. I get all of that. But you can't make it seem like I'm bringing these ideas out of nowhere. Come on, man. You know, come on. And to me as a company, if I ran the show, if I had total control over what we did with Madden, it would be my purpose to bury any thought of 2K football. I would be embarrassed that people are still comparing my game to games that came out years ago. I would make it my personal business to make sure I provide the best game ever. Why? Because I don't want to hear y'all talking about an old game no more. And 2, I'm going to make more money. If I could get all of those people, that crowd, to buy the game, it should be a no-brainer. Madden should be selling 10 million copies. Easy. But whatever, man. I digress.
Yeah, and look, I would love to be involved with the league, but the problem is I gotta enjoy the game. It's hard to enjoy a game that works the way Madden works. Like, I don't mind taking L's and coming away with W's here and there or whatever, but it's so hard to play. If this was NBA 2K, I'd be all over it. Let's do it. You know what I mean? I'd be in the league, but it's like the game lacks so much and it gets so frustrating to play. It's just not fun because it's like for me, it's like to me, it's like I'm lowering standards. You know what I'm saying? Dudes in the league are cool, but it's the game that I have the big time problem with at the end of the day. And it's just so frustrating. It's like I'm frustrated that, you know, let me put this game down that I want to play so I could get to this Madden and just trudge through it real quick and be done with it. Like, I shouldn't feel like that playing the game, man.
Neff crazy.
So Neff up here. You know what, Neff, man? Yeah, okay. But that's how I shouldn't feel like that about a product. And then that in turn makes me feel, you know, I just don't like that. You know, if I can enjoy a game, have fun, win, lose, and all that stuff, like I play Division. there's gear I get in the dark zone, exotics and stuff I get, and it gets took away from me because dudes go rogue on me and drop me up. They drop me off. But that's part of the game. I'm okay with it. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'm gonna spawn back in, and if you there, I'm gonna get you. If you take my gear, I'm gonna get you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm cool with that because the game, it works right. So I can play how I choose to play it, and still, I'm able to have fun in that confine, respectfully. I can't do that in Madden and be like, man, this passing control is nonsense. The running is nonsense. How come this blocker ain't blocking the way he doing? How come it, like, there's so many things I'd be complaining about all game long that I wouldn't give a care no more. You know what I'm saying? And there wouldn't be anything that, any gimmick or whatever that, AZ or any admin would be able to churn up and say, hey, we're doing this. I'm like, man, I don't care, dude. Y'all got it. Like, like, that's just how I feel. And it's not you. It's the way this product is. And see, that's the stuff that makes it frustrating. That's why you still see me firing up PS2 and Xbox games and everything, because of what they gave us back then, man. I want it to be better than that. Set a new dang on standard, man. Like, I would hate to get these new consoles and get a new console, PS5 or whatever, and I could bust out 2K5 and still be like, yeah, man, when it comes to this gameplay feature, this mode depth, that, like, I could name top to bottom stuff that you still don't have that's better. Come on, man. Oh, one last thing while I'm thinking about it. I just got to say this. I meant to talk about it touch on it last week. The NFL draft, EA is going to be doing some kind of presentation thing for it. I didn't know if you guys had heard about that or not, but
yeah, I gotta save that. I gotta save that for next week.
Say that one for next week.
Gotta get back to the family here, but that's important because I wish we would have remembered that.
Yeah, I forgot, but yeah,
that's interesting.
Guys, remember to let us know about it, please, for next week, because we definitely got to hit that.
Because we know the process.
Yeah,
and just think about what Eric said in his video. That's interesting. They ain't just throwing that together just for no. But yeah, I want to have an in-depth conversation about that.
Yeah, we'll get in on that next time.
But guys, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Neff, I know Neff is wanting to call in. I got to get out of here now, man. It's already 10:32. But next week, we could have done it this week, but I think we were so happy to have Azure on with us. I kind of forgot about it. But next week. We'll have the blog talk number that I use on Tuesday nights. It was working on Tuesday, so hopefully it'll work for us next Thursday, where you'll just be, maybe we'll just have a show where y'all call and ask questions, and instead of trying to do Skype and all that, like we're on Zoom right now, but we'll have calls, shows like that from time to time where y'all can just call in. Maybe we won't even have a topic, and somehow we stumbled upon topics tonight, but next week we're planning to do that. So Neff, stay tuned for that. We'll get the number out. But outside of that, man, I'll throw it to Smitty and Azure to sign us off, and then we'll be done.
All right. Well, like always, man, we appreciate everybody, coming through and everything. Appreciate our brother AZ being in this joint. You know what I mean? And I mean, for a show to not really have any topics, this was a real good discussion. So I enjoyed it. But like always, you guys will all be safe. Take care. God bless all of you.
Be safe.
Be careful if you got to go out, put up your protective gear, your gloves, your mask, all that. You have your vitamin C, your airbornes, whatever it is you need to take. Be careful going out there. Don't go out unless you truly, truly, truly need to. Okay? Seriously. So, but God bless all of you guys. Love y'all, and we'll see y'all next week.
Yes, man, and I just appreciate it, man. Appreciate the fellas always having the carpet rolled out for me, even those times when I didn't manage to roll up. But now that portion is done, I look forward to joining more often, man. It's always a pleasure, and I always love when it's all of us are able to be in here, man, because some of the discussions that we, have in here were the same discussions we had down at EA, and we were able to fire off one another. When I first went down there, I was like, man, I wish Sim was here. I wish Smitty was here. And then through that, we started
Oh, yeah.
But I just want to leave it, man. Share that video. Watch that video. Todd,
Yes.
you said you hadn't played that game before. Go watch that video, brother. Shout out to Nuff. Shout out to Kia. Shout out to Eric Grayweather for coming through, and everybody else in the chat, man, who's just held it down with us all this time, man. I appreciate it being back on here and looking forward to more, man.
Yeah, man, and that's about all I got too, man. Same sentiment there. Be safe, guys. Be responsible, man. Don't go out if you don't have to. I mean, of course, you probably got to go out to hit the grocery store or whatever. But even with that, try to go at a certain time where it's not as many people, and just be careful. Don't be reckless. Don't be hitting the bar and stuff like that. Cause there's people I know who've actually been doing that. What are you doing? So other than that, watch that video like Azure said. Pay attention to the details. The game doesn't have replay value, in my opinion, because there's no franchise and things like that. But you can always go to it and look at, wow, 2K has always been about the details. And we're not saying the game is perfect. It's not what we're saying. But that was really the catalyst that started my whole YouTube thing, to be honest. That was the game that helped me start that. Watching Apex, I saw the Apex was having these ideas. And I was like, oh, I didn't know nobody was making video. Oh, they like how I feel. I think my very first video was Madden 10. I showed a good example of a play. My very next video was like, here's an issue. Shortly after that, it was nothing but APF.
It was either the Jets or you were playing as the Jets or something individual, right?
Yep. And shortly after that, it was APF.
I found Smitty looking up how I could do 2K5 rosters. I was like, man, this dude right here showing me how to do it. I'm subscribing to this channel. Hit that button. Just from that, man, we, evolved and became brothers, became friends, man. And here we are, man. Y'all are an extension of our family. So.
Yep. But all right, guys. My wife is so funny because she told me before I started the show, I was like, we don't really have much to talk about tonight. It might not even be that long. She said, yeah, okay, 10:30 at least.
He told you.
And see, and y'all know when your wife say that, they cool with it, but at the same time, she's like, yeah, okay, come on and spend some time. So let me get out of here, man. But again, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Be safe. Have a great weekend. God bless. Good night. And we thank y'all for tuning in. Peace.